I'm trying to get bigger, trying to get gains.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rated V. Today I am at PCC Market on Green Lake with my two co-hosts. This is...
Hey guys, this is Flex Velasco. You can find me on Instagram at Flex.
And then I'm also here with...
Hi everybody, Coach M, Marlina Velasco.
And they are both bodybuilders. Flex here is 100% vegan. Marlina eats mostly plant-based, so that's why we're here at PCC, because for those of you that don't know, PCC has amazing plant-based options. So we're gonna check out what these guys eat.
Coach M approved, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
All right guys, so when I'm on the run or on the go, I like to hit the hot bar. So come and check this out. I'll show you what I like to eat at the hot bar. So pretty much again, on a plant-based diet, veggies are your friend, right? So roasted vegetables, you got peas here. Peas are really high in protein. Good thing about being plant-based, you can eat tons of volume and still keep your calories low. And that's what I like, is I like to fill up on a lot of food versus eating small amounts of food. I'm trying to get bigger, trying to get gains.
One of the things I love about coming to PCC is everything is totally convenient, but from a coach's perspective, I can just let somebody know, hey, if you are on the run, you're super busy and you need to eat and you need to stay with your macros, stay with what I recommended that you eat, then you can just come to PCC and I give them a menu of choices as to what they can have. And what's convenient is I eat this food too, so from a macros calculation perspective that it's compliant. So we are now at the pizza bar, and guess what? Personally, I'm kind of an addict when it comes to carbs, and I'm very carb sensitive. So from my perspective, my body and my macros, I can't have this food. So I'm gonna turn it to Flex because he gets to eat this food.
Ooh, sorry. This is actually one of my favorite things to eat here. So if you can come. One of my favorite things to eat at PCC when I'm on the go is a vegan pesto pizza. And if you calculate, plug this into my fitness panel, it's about 40 grams of carbs per slice and about 5 to 6 grams of fat. So that's how I look at pizza. Even though I'm a bodybuilder and I'm trying to cut down, I still don't eliminate foods like this. I still keep it in my diet. And it makes for a happy prep, if you know what I mean.
So now we're at the cold bar section, and honestly, one of my favorite things from their cold bar is they have like 5 different versions of tofu. They got like cutlets and salads, little cubes. So guys, I want to know, like, what's your guys' view on plant-based protein in terms of tofu as a source? Do you guys think it's good? Flex, like for guys, I know a lot of guys say like it has too much estrogen, like avoid soy. What's your view on that? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, so to me, that's a total myth. I haven't seen any scientific evidence to prove that. And also, tofu is actually one of my go-to protein sources. It's a whole food, it's macro friendly, and it's tasty. You can flavor it however you want. So it's a really good vehicle to pick up a bunch of different flavors in terms of whatever you're craving for.
Marlina, what do you think? What's your view on tofu?
I would have to be in agreement with Flex, and so one of the things that I do a lot is when somebody says to me, I heard about this from this source, I say, please give me the source. And that's super important for somebody to do research instead of just taking somebody's word for it, right? The other thing I love about tofu is you can cut it and divide it up into specific sections that meet your exact count if you're actually counting macros. And the texture is it mimics meat so well that for people that are transitioning away from animal sources, it's a really great way to adapt a new lifestyle.
That's great. I'm learning so much with you guys. This is awesome.
Alright guys, so when I'm not on the run and I actually have time to cook and prep, this is pretty much where I get most of my protein sources from. This is where I find a lot of the meat alternatives to hit my protein macros for the day. And most of the section you'll see here is it's either derived from soy in the terms of tofu or tempeh. Also, a lot of these proteins here are derived from wheat. That's where you get your seitans, and a lot of these deli slices, a lot of them are wheat derived. And I found that I actually have like a wheat intolerance, especially with these alternative meats. I've stayed away from certain, brands of these alternative meats because of the gas and bloating that it gives me. But the ones that are very friendly that I've found for me are tempeh and tofu, and my favorite brands are the Hodo brand, and Hodo don't pay me to say this, but they're actually one of my favorite brands because of the protein content, lower fat, and moderate carbohydrates that they have. Another go-to source is tempeh, and just like tofu, these pretty much flavorless. So again, these are good vehicles for you to pick up any sauces or spices that you want to cook when you're making different kinds of meals. Stuff to really stay away from. I hate to say, guys, but this stuff here, it's trying to mimic like a oven roasted turkey. And I've tried pretty much everything here, and there's a lot. I'd say 80% of the stuff gives me gas, and there's about 20% that are friendly for the stomach. So you can either try it for your own or take my word for it. Something about me, I'm a freak for noodles. I love eating noodles, and a very macro-friendly, high-protein, moderate carb, low-fat protein source are these Yuba noodles. Again, they're made out of soy, so very high in protein, very tasty. And the way that I like to prepare these is I take these noodle strips and I pan fry a ton of vegetables, bell peppers, broccoli, any kind of veggies, and I mix these, and it's already pre-seasoned, so it's as simple as just cooking up veggies and mixing the noodles, and then you got an awesome noodle treat.
Okay, so we've got some of our items to taste test. We got something from the hot bar, the cold bar, the pizza, of course. So from the hot bar, we got aloo gobi, we got coconut rice, we got some citrus tofu, some snap peas, and those roasted veggies that we were talking about earlier. The spelt tofu salad in the cold bar is one of my favorites. It's so good, you guys have to try this. And of course, you know me, we're not going anywhere without dessert. And Marlena, I know this is a favorite of yours, the vegan chocolate mousse made with silken tofu. So we're digging in and we're gonna let you guys know what we think. So let's dig in, guys. I'm trying this chickpeas. So Flex, I know I was asking you, I was like, oh my gosh, are you allowed to eat rice? But like you mentioned, you eat everything, right?
Hey, I'm Filipino, I'm Asian, so we thrive off rice. I do not cut rice out.
I think it's great that like everything in moderation, as long as you were saying, like as long as you know your numbers, like eat to cater to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like you're a stickler on carbs, but look, you're still enjoying some pizza.
Well, I'm gonna have a few bites of the crust, but I'm just gonna probably eat the toppings mostly.
So do you ever like eat carbs or?
I do. Leg day, for sure, because I need the energy.
Yeah.
If I know that I have a 12-hour day, then my number right now, because I'm in the leaning out phase, and for those of you that can relate to this, for me, because I'm carb sensitive, I need to stay below 60 in order for my body not to continue to retain fat. I'm gonna be the first to admit, I like to look good in my bikini when I'm on the beach.
We all do.
I mean,
Me too.
so that doesn't mean that I stop enjoying food either. You know, so this is a really good, we'll call it a cheat, but I don't even like calling that. It's a part of my plan. And a lot of people, they think that you have to suffer, like,
No.
to be able to stay healthy, to be able to stay fit, and that's not true at all. Now, obviously, my body type is different than Flex's. He has more muscle than me. I don't need that much carbs, right? And I can get that from this crust because it is a simple carb.
Yeah.
And regardless of what it's made out of.
That's one important thing to remember, that if you're gonna use up the energy, then by all means, enjoy some carbs. I like this, the chickpea curry.
I'm gonna dig in on that pizza.
Go for it.
These snap peas are good too. Oh my gosh.
One of my favorite vegetables is zucchini. I love the flavor.
Especially when it's roasted. I think that's one of the most underrated things. Like every time I do it at home, I'm like, why don't I just roast more vegetables? This pizza is so good.
Let me tell you.
I'm just sitting here munching. Oh my gosh, you like literally. There's a lot of foods where you're like, oh, I don't know, can you eat that without cheese? You don't even miss it here. This pesto is so good.
I think for me, it's all about flavor. I mean, if you can make something taste good, it doesn't matter if it's vegan, vegetarian, flexitarian. It's all about flavor.
Flexitarian!
Okay, let's migrate to this tofu spelt salad. I want to know what you guys think of this because this is honestly one of my favorite things.
So what is spelt? I don't really eat it a whole lot. How much do you know about it?
I just know it's a really good whole grain, that it's a good protein source and fiber source. Do you know more about it?
Same thing.
Oh my gosh.
That's good.
It's good.
What are the other vegetables? Is that asparagus I see?
And
green,
carrot.
green onion, carrot, bell pepper. I mean, look at all the colors. That just says vitamins.
Flex can tell you a little bit about the benefits of asparagus. What do you like about asparagus?
It's a good diuretic. Diuretic means just it helps rid your body of water. So especially if you're going into peak week or trying to get rid of the extra poundage in terms of water weight, it's a good vegetable to eat.
Peak week is basically the last 7 days before a competitor or an athlete prepares, or the day of their competition. Leading up to peak week, what I coach my clients to do is I basically say to them that they become kind of a biochemical experiment leading up to that week, so that we can determine what are the best sources of plants, what are the best exact foods.
And you know what? It's really an experiment because everybody's so different. So like one food that I might react to, she might react to it differently. So it's hard to just give somebody a cookie cutter plan. You really gotta roll with it and roll with the punches every single day.
Yep.
And it's crazy how your body adapts to certain foods. Like every single day, you could see a change literally overnight by making an adjustment. So that's where coaching comes in. It's critical because someone has to be there to guide you and kind of have a second eye, have a second look at what you're doing. And it's also good to document, how your body
everything.
reacts to everything.
Food journaling is so key. There's a term that people throw around called nutrient timing. So from a nutrient timing perspective, again, it takes us about 4 to 6 months before the day of the competition to really determine what foods are best based on 3 factors. Current body composition, what that is, it's the ratio of current body fat that they have on their frame in relationship to how much lean mass. And then the other 2 factors are your activity level, like how heavy are you lifting, how many days of cardio or how many minutes of cardio each session are you doing. And then the last one is obviously your goal. If your objective is to actually gain mass, then heck yeah, eat all the carbs you want. And I have one athlete that I was had given him his macros, 600 grams of carbs.
No, oh my gosh.
Per day.
How do you even do that?
That's easy.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Well,
this seems like a huge number.
That's a lot of food, though.
It's a lot of food.
a lot of
And
food.
they're eating all day pretty much. So he had 8 meals.
Oh my word. That's a lot even for me.
And so, I go into real detail, great detail, an hour-long seminar, a webinar if you would want to attend, education moment or seminar about macros, how to calculate macros. I have offered a lot of those on YouTube. If you're interested in that, make sure that you send a message on this YouTube link and a YouTube channel below.
So one thing I want to talk to you guys that we haven't touched base on yet is like you're a bodybuilder, you're trying to grow muscle mass. What's your view on plant-based protein versus meat source proteins? Can it be equivalent? Is it better? Is it just the same? Like, what is your view on that?
It's both, right? It could be better or it could be equivalent. Again, it's goal-based because one thing about plant-based protein, some sources are high protein but yet high carb at the same time and low fat. So, Marlina was saying that some people have macros where you have to be lower carb, high protein, moderate fat. So that's kind of one of the trickiest things about a plant-based diet is it's naturally higher in carbohydrates to get high protein amounts. For me, I don't think I've lost any strength. I don't think I've lost any muscle mass because I've adopted a plant-based diet. So people always say, hey, how do you sustain your gains by going vegan? And if you think about the strongest animals in the animal kingdom, right? Gorillas, rhinos, elephants, what do they eat? They eat plants, and they're able to sustain all that muscle mass. So
those animals are big.
That's what I'm saying, right? If you adopt this kind of plant-based diet, you're not going to lose your gains. You're going to continue to get strength and continue to, build mass.
So that's another question. Okay, are you guys allowed to eat sugar?
So for me, a carb is a carb again, right? So the way that I look at this serving of pudding here, this is 25 grams of fat, 50 grams of carbs, and like 6 grams of protein. So that's how I look at this. I don't look at this as, oh, this is sugar, you gotta stay away from it. I look at it as, hey, this is something tasty that I wanna eat and give it a try.
I really like this because when you look at the ingredients, it doesn't have added sugar in it.
Correct.
However, it's made with chocolate chips which probably do have added sugar in them.
It's semi-sweet chocolate chips.
That being said, it's not a super sweet dessert,
Yeah.
but it hits the spot. Like,
Right.
it's really good. It's creamy. It has silken tofu. Like, it's a really good dessert.
It's flavorful. It's packed in tons of flavor.
On that note, what's really a good goal to have is anytime that you are going to eat a simple carb like this, make sure you're partnering it with protein, which is why I support this. This is Coach M approved because it does have protein in it, healthy fats. It's a balanced meal.
So last but not least, protein powder is definitely a thing, especially when people are working out, trying to build up. I know so many people that are on protein powders. Which kind do you use?
As the shirt says, no way, bro. So for me, I'm all about the plant-based protein powders, and this is one, it's actually one of my favorites. They're a Seattle-based company. Marlena can talk more about them, but for me to get 180 grams of protein every day, that's a lot of food that I gotta cook. So instead of me having to cook 4 or 5 solid meals, that's just a lot of food to cook as well as to chew. I take it in the form of liquid, and what more convenient way than to do that by using a protein powder.
And this brand, you guys, is called Univera, and it's an all plant-based brand. And what do you think are some of like the benefits of this brand between some other brands?
So for me, I love the taste. I'm all about flavor.
Yeah.
The mixability, it doesn't get gritty. Also the digestibility of it.
With all the other proteins that I've compared out in the marketplace, yes, I'm somewhat biased because I actually, drink this particular one and it is my favorite. However, what I will say to you in all honesty is I have tried all of the ones out there. So from a biochemical standpoint, and Flex already pointed this out, because of that, it's bioavailable. And so it's more easily digested, it's more easily assimilated through your digestive tract. Something else that's been talked a lot about in the protein powder industry is what's called prohydrolase, and there's only a few products out there that I've noticed has it. What it is, it's an enzyme. And so that is, if I could tell you what the winning ingredient is, it is our plant-based enzyme that actually helps you to digest it more readily. For someone who suffers from digestive tract issues either from whey or from other plant-based proteins, this is going to be something that you absolutely want to try.
If you guys want to get this, the link for this is going to be in my bio. It's wholesale pricing, free shipping, and you guys get 90 days to try it out, risk-free, so check it out. All right, guys, that wraps up this episode on vegan gains. I hope you guys learned a lot of stuff. I know I definitely did. If you want to get these t-shirts, they're gonna be available on thefoodieco.com, along with this sweatshirt as well. And of course, if you're interested in that Univera 100% plant-based protein powder, the link will be in the comments as well. If there's any other questions you guys have that you want to follow up on nutrition or just education, put in the comments what you want to know, and I'll connect you and hook you up with the right answer. Bye.
Bye.